How's it going, guys? This is double wide 6, and what I have today is a Hoover, of course, Empire wide path vacuum. We're going to go through and clean this thing out. This vacuum we've had for about 6 years, and it's been a good vacuum. Very powerful. It does a nice job on carpet as far as sucking dirt off of it. Not quite as good as some other vacuums on like hardwood floor and that, but as far as carpets, it does a great job. You can see all the dust in it, so we're going to go through and tune this baby up so it's good to go. So today's vacuums seem to be built really well. You have power control where you can add more amperage to it to speed up the motor. You have a filter in it. This one's bagless, so you just remove the canister. Down here you can adjust it, high carpet, medium carpet, low carpet. So there's a lot of features on these vacuums that make them pretty nice. However, you have to maintain them. If you let them fill up with dust and you never clean that filter, kind of like this one here, you're going to end up overheating the motor. Okay, if the bottom of the vacuum, the roller that goes around, if that gets clogged up under here, if this gets clogged up, it's not going to pick up dirt efficiently. You're going to have to keep going over the carpet. You get hair wrapped up in there, carpet fibers, all those things can bind on the motor, slow it down, and it'll overheat. It's like anything else. If you maintain your vacuum, it'll work for you. So like I said, this one's going on 6-7 years and it's been great, but I do usually clean it at least once a year. So we're going to take you through that process. So the first thing we're going to do is you got to remove a couple screws on the bottom of this thing to get to the roller. So they're just 2 flathead screws on each corner. Pull these out and then we should have access to the roller. There's 2 more screws on the back side of the vacuum. You want to pull those out from each side as well. That should allow you to pick up this top cover and remove it off the vacuum, and that'll give you access to some more screws up in the front. There's about 5 screws in the front that you need to remove as well, and then you'll have access to that roller. Actually, it's 3 screws in the front here. Sorry, 4 screws. And that'll allow us to remove our belt cover and our roller. So we'll just get this out of here and then we'll work on cleaning up the roller. So if we take a close look in here, you'll see that there's some dust in here. You have the carpet fibers wrapped around there, and you know, there's kind of dust all over in there, so we're going to blow that out. This would also be what you do to change the belt. You have to remove those plastic parts, and the belt is right here, and this is a part that does wear down and does need to be replaced. So we're gonna clean this up. First thing I like to do is take a little bit of compressed air and just blow away all the dog hair and stuff. Just want to watch your eyes. The next thing I like to do is I like to take either a knife or scissors and kind of get in here on this roller and cut away any of these fibers. If you can't get them with the scissors, you can always take a utility knife and score through the fibers. And you just want to go along the entire roller and just remove all these fibers so that you can clean it up nicely. You can also take off the belt and remove the complete roller to have better access to it. So if you go like that, you can remove the roller, and then I put it up on a workbench and just remove the fibers as I showed. It can be a little bit tedious to get some of these fibers off. Another way that you can remove them is using a wire brush. You don't want to press hard, you just want to lightly touch against the wire brush so it hooks onto the fibers and pulls them out. And the wire brush will also clean these green brush fibers as well. So I'll show you the process. Another thing we want to take a look at is on the end of these rollers there are some bearings in here, and as you can see, might be pretty difficult for you to see, but these are clogged up with dust, so we want to clean this out. You just want to pick it out of there, and then I'm going to lightly lubricate it with like WD-40. And here's a look at some of that dirt that's in there, mostly hair, carpet fiber, so we'll clean that out. And on the other side you can see that there's a bearing and a washer, and we're going to blow this out with compressed air and lightly spray it with some sort of oil, a little penetrating oil. Okay, so now we're lightly lubricated. You want to use pretty fine oil, maybe like a sewing machine oil. You don't want to use an oil that's going to pick up much dust or like a grease or anything, because it'll just collect dust. So this end's all lubed up, and we're going to screw the cap back on, and that's really going to help, you know, the motor, because it's going to spin a lot easier. So we'll just snug this up, and that's it with the roller. So our roller's clean, and we're going to put it back in here. Basically, the first thing you need to do is put the belt where the belt lines up on the roller. The round end of the roller is going to go into this slot, and the square end of the roller is going to go into this slot over here. So that's how you put that back, and then we're going to put our plastic cover back over it carefully without breaking any plastic, and we're going to put in our 4 screws. So we'll tighten those up right now. Alright, now we have our roller cover in place. What we can do is screw on the top cover. So line that up right where it goes. There's 2 screws that go in the back here, and then you flip it underneath and get the 2 screws underneath. So we'll tighten those up next. Okay, in here you have a filter where the vacuum brings air in, and I've loosened up the 2 Phillips head screws here, and you can see this is pretty dirty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off of here and blow it off with compressed air. So if we take a closer look at this filter, what I can do is I can remove this, and what this is actually a dryer sheet. And you can see there's a whole bunch of dust stuck to it. There's a little tip for you. If you take this sponge filter they give you and cover it with a dryer sheet, your vacuum will smell nice, and it's also very easy to clean the sponge because all you have to do is remove the dryer sheet. I'm going to blow this out with compressed air and cover it with the dryer sheet and replace it back in the vacuum. Here's the dryer sheet. We're just going to take it, wrap it right around like that, and our vacuum's going to smell nice and fresh. So the last thing that we have to do is we have to remove our dust canister, and most of you probably already know how to clean this thing out, but I've got a pretty good tip on how to clean out your filter and not get too dirty. So we'll show you how to do that. First thing you want to do is remove your lid like this, and we're going to dump out all the dust. And there's our filter. So I'm going to show you how to clean this filter the easiest way. That leaf blower does the trick. It's nice because it's outdoors, where the air compressor does a good job too, but you get more dusty. And as you can see, that thing is really clean, and so is the screen. So that's a nice technique to clean that. Looks real good. Any remaining residue you can scrape off with a long screwdriver or blow out with compressed air. So the last thing that we have to do here is blow out the inside, get any residual dust off. Looks good. And we need to put back together our vacuum compartment. Nice tight fit. It's not in right. There's a track it slides in on, just make sure you get it right. That goes on there. And back on the vacuum. So that's the entire process for cleaning your vacuum. And like I said, that upkeep should really keep it running. And it's also pretty much the same procedure to change your vacuum belt. You just remove all those panels I removed, and you can get to the belt and put it on that drum roller. So I'm double wide 6. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it can help you out. So I ask that you please subscribe. Have a great day. I'll see you.